Colombia. Astrid, this is an incredible journey. I probably didn't say it like you would, though, right? Colombia.
No, you said it perfectly. The one thing many people know about Colombia is what they've seen in movies and shows like Narcos. They also know us for our coffee. A couple of months ago, I had the opportunity to travel to Colombia with a group of international journalists. I knew that the trip would be amazing, having been born there. But what I wasn't prepared for was for the deep history lesson. Colombia has been rediscovered. The culture, music, and food has always been there. But for years, the country was too dangerous to be considered a destination. This trip was not just a vacation. It was much more personal. My last visit home was 4 years ago. For me, this was a chance to rediscover Colombia also. I traveled with a group of journalists as guests of the Colombian government. It's part of their effort to let the world know this is a new Colombia. On the list of cities we visited was Cartagena. The coastal city is picturesque, with cobbled alleys, colonial architecture, and fortresses built by the conquistadors. Everywhere there was music and food. We were immersed in the culture. The colorfully dressed Afro-Colombian women are popular with tourists in Cartagena. But they actually come from a village most have never heard of. This is the Colombia that was not easily accessible before. Our group traveled an hour to the village of San Basilio de Palenque. Dusty streets, scorching temperatures, and music blasting. The community works hard to preserve the customs of their African ancestors. Dominating the town square is a statue of the African king Bencos Bioho, a runaway slave who founded the community. His arm reaches towards Africa. Broken chains hang from his wrists.
Represent the freedom. Palenque was the leader of the independence movement. It was Bencos Bioho.
Every resident here is a descendant of a former slave.
When we were on the bus, you were telling me that a lot of slaves came here looking for freedom, escaping Cartagena's way.
Exactly. Locals still speak their ancestral language.
They are speaking the traditional dialect, is Bantu.
The drumbeat is the pulse of Palenque. Drumming is about communion and connection. Now, a new generation of Palenquero musicians have found their own voice, incorporating rap and hip-hop. Convileza Mi is one such group. Through self-love and self-discovery, Palenqueros are showing the world the new face of a country many only thought they knew. Palenque is considered to be the first free slave town in both North and South America. As for the musicians you saw, Convileza Mi, they are currently in tour right now in the U.S. This week they are performing in New York at the Brooklyn Museum and the Lincoln Center, and then they're going to be headed to Washington, D.C. to perform at the Kennedy Center, followed by several other places in the U.S.
What was it like for you to just be back?
It was incredible. Well, like I said, I knew the trip was going to be great because this is where I'm from, this is where I was born. But just going through this cultural tour and this history, it was eye-opening and just very, you know, just warm for me to know that my country is so rich.
To be immersed in all that and see all that, was any of it emotional for you? Was there any point that stood out that kind of touched you in a certain way?
Absolutely. I mean, I cried when I met the people there. You know, this is a town of 4,000 people that still, you know, goes to, even though they have electricity, they still go to the river to wash their clothes. They just want to preserve their traditions, which I think a lot of people can relate to. And it was beautiful to be back.
Yeah. You'll go back again.
Of course, absolutely. Anytime that they'll have me.